Hey everyone, welcome back to Inside the Release, the weekly podcast where we walk through the latest updates to the Rev.io platform and talk about what they mean for you and your team. I'm Justin.
And I'm Savannah. This week we've got a nice mix of new features, a solid set of updates, some bug fixes, and a mobile update. Let's get into it.
Starting with new features. The first one builds on something you've been able to do in the system, adding internal notes on tickets. That functionality hasn't changed, but now there's an email option built right into it.
So when you're in the internal section on the Ticket Activity tab, you can now check the email option to send that note as an email directly from the ticket. Replies to the email are automatically recorded as internal notes on the ticket, keeping the full conversation in one place.
There's also an unread indicator on the ticket list, so you can see at a glance if there are internal emails you haven't read, and you can mark them as read or reply directly from there. So instead of drafting an email in another application and losing that context outside the ticket, it all stays right where it belongs.
The second new feature is a pair of additions to opportunities, the new forecast category and next step fields. Both fields can be assigned when creating or editing an opportunity and are available as sortable, filterable columns on the opportunities list.
Forecast category is particularly useful for sales managers. The default options are pipeline, best case, and forecast, and administrators can add, edit, or deactivate forecast category options in the system tables.
Next step is exactly what it sounds like, a text field to capture what needs to happen next to move a deal forward. It's a simple addition, but having that info right on the opportunity keeps everyone aligned without needing to dig through extra notes.
Between these two fields and the funnel visualization we covered last week, the opportunities feature is really maturing into a solid sales tool.
Let's move into updates. We have quite a few this week.
Administrators can now control who can edit and delete time entries and time clock entries through new permissions in the time management permissions section. These have been granted by default for all existing roles, so nothing breaks for your current users, but going forward, you can lock that down by role as needed.
The Recurring Services tab on the Customer Now has a multiple status filter, replacing the old Hide and Active toggle. You can now view active, pending, and disconnected services simultaneously, which provides a lot of flexibility when managing a customer's services.
A few quoting updates this week as well. When creating proposals, the system now prevents duplicate contact email addresses and locks the primary customer contact. Role assignment options also only appear when relevant to the selected template, which keeps the creation flow cleaner.
There's also a new quote column on the Customer Services tab that shows the source quote as a clickable link for services created from approved quotes. And when creating a quote from the quote list, the back button is now labeled appropriately. It's a small change, but provides an intuitive navigation experience.
The inventory matrix got a couple of nice updates. There's now a multi-select location filter to narrow columns by location, with totals updating to reflect your selection. And inventory history is now accessible as a tab on the inventory matrix page, so you don't have to navigate away to review it.
And for developers, there are several API additions this week worth knowing about. The PSA API ticket endpoint now includes a quote ID field for linking tickets to quotes, and that same quote ID field is also returned for services created from approved quotes. There's also a new Opportunity Forecast dropdown endpoint and a new endpoint for regenerating tickets and contracts for completed documents. If you're building integrations against the platform, be sure to check out our developer portal for the details.
Okay, onto the 5 bug fixes for this week. HTML content in emails now renders correctly when converted to tickets. Batch taxation for quotes now processes correctly when using the text tax provider. The company directory in the ticket email address book now correctly displays only active application users, which pairs nicely with the new internal email feature we covered earlier. Applying an activity macro to a ticket no longer clears previously entered custom field data and addresses, and emails on tickets can now be marked as read without encountering an error.
And to close things out, a quick mobile update this week. The mobile app now includes a recently viewed overlay for quick access to recently opened customers and tickets. The list shows timestamps and can be filtered by customers or tickets. It's a nice complement to the recently viewed feature we covered on the website a few episodes back. As always, due to App Store and Google Play approvals, mobile updates may take some time to appear in the app.
Before we wrap up, we want to thank all of the clients who shared their feedback and submitted ideas. Your input directly helps shape the direction of the platform and the features we prioritize.
That's a wrap on episode 6. Internal emails on tickets, new opportunity fields, time entry permissions, quoting improvements, inventory updates, bug fixes, and a mobile feature.
What an awesome update. We'll be back next week with whatever comes next.
I can't wait. And if you've got questions about anything we covered today or feedback you want to share with the team, please let us know in the community. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening to Inside the Release. We'll see you next week.